The theater was buzzing that day. The lights were shining bright, the audience filled with eager faces, and the judges sat behind their desk with a mix of curiosity and anticipation. Simon Cowell, known for his sharp critiques and rarely given praise, leaned forward slightly, watching the next contestant walk onto the stage. The crowd fell silent as a small figure appeared from behind the curtain. She was just 10 years old, a little girl with shining black hair tied neatly, her small hands nervously clutching the microphone. Her name was Angelica, and though her appearance was delicate and innocent, there was something in her eyes, a quiet fire, a confidence that comes from a place deeper than her age. The host gave her a small nod of encouragement. The music producers adjusted their settings. And then, Angelica took a deep breath. In that moment, the room seemed to hold its breath too. It's rare to see someone so young on the stage of such a massive international competition, and rarer still to see someone about to sing opera. Opera is a genre that demands vocal control, strength, and emotion. It's a language of music that tells stories without needing to explain them. And this little girl from the Philippines was about to take on that challenge in front of millions of viewers worldwide. Simon raised an eyebrow. He whispered something to Sofia Vergara, who smiled warmly, watching the little girl nervously shift on her feet. Heidi Klum leaned forward too, curious. Howie Mandel gave an encouraging thumbs up. The audience watched closely, many unsure of what to expect. But no one was ready for what would happen next. As the soft orchestral music began to play, Angelica closed her eyes and let the first note escape her lips. It was soft, gentle, like the first brush of wind before a storm. And then, within seconds, the gentle note rose into something magnificent. A crystal-clear operatic voice filled the entire hall. The pitch, the control, the emotion, it didn't sound like a 10-year-old. It sounded like someone who had spent years mastering the craft. The judge's eyes widened. Simon sat up straight, a rare smile slowly forming on his lips. The crowd gasped, then erupted into cheers. She didn't just sing the notes. She owned them. Each rise and fall of the melody carried emotion far beyond her years. Her tiny body stood firm, her voice filling every corner of the auditorium like sunlight breaking through clouds. And as she reached the first high note, the audience leapt to their feet, clapping and cheering, but she didn't falter. She sang through it, eyes still closed, channeling every ounce of her soul into the performance. Simon Cowell, the man often called the toughest judge in the world, was completely silent, watching intently. This wasn't just a good performance. This was extraordinary. It was the kind of voice that only comes along once in a generation. The other judges exchanged amazed looks. Some audience members were wiping tears from their eyes. The stage lights sparkled around her like they, too, were in awe of what they were witnessing. Angelica opened her eyes for the final verse. Her hands no longer trembled. Her voice soared higher and higher, hitting notes that even seasoned professionals struggle with. And when she reached the final note, holding it perfectly in tune, the entire auditorium exploded in applause. The sound was deafening. People jumped to their feet. The judges stood in ovation. It wasn't just a good performance. It was a moment. A pure, unforgettable, history-making moment. The camera zoomed in on Simon Cowell's face. His smile was wide, his eyes shining. He clapped slowly, then faster, standing up from his seat. Angelica lowered her microphone, breathing heavily, a small smile creeping across her face as if she couldn't quite believe what she'd just done. The crowd kept cheering, chanting her name, their love pouring toward the little girl who had just stolen the show. When the cheering finally died down enough for the judges to speak, Howie Mandel was the first to talk. His voice was full of admiration. He told her that what she had just done was breathtaking. He said that no one could have expected that voice from such a small person, that her talent was something truly special. Heidi Klum said she felt like she was sitting in a grand opera house in Europe, not on a TV set, because Angelica's voice transported everyone to another world. Sofia Vergara said she had goosebumps from the very first note and called Angelica an angel on earth. And then it was Simon's turn. Simon Cowell leaned forward, resting his elbows on the table, looking straight at her. His voice was calm but filled with something rare, genuine emotion. He told her that he had judged thousands of performances over the years, seen the biggest stars in the world, but what she did today was unforgettable. He said that her voice was not just beautiful but miraculous. He called her a rare gem. And then he did something no one expected. He reached toward the golden buzzer. The audience screamed. Angelica covered her mouth with both hands, her eyes wide with disbelief. The music swelled as Simon pressed the golden buzzer. In an instant, golden confetti exploded from the ceiling, showering down on her like a golden rain. The lights glimmered, the music played, and Angelica stood in the center of it all, tears streaming down her cheeks. She had just secured her place in the live shows, but more than that, she had just changed her life forever. Simon walked up onto the stage, something he rarely does. He bent down to talk to her, his voice warm. He told her that she was born to do this. He told her to never lose that fire, that this was only the beginning. The other judges followed, hugging her, congratulating her. The host lifted her hand in the air like a champion. The crowd cheered louder than ever. In that moment, she wasn't just a contestant. She was a star. Backstage, she held the golden buzzer confetti in her hands like treasure. Her parents ran to her, tears in their eyes, holding her tight. She said she had always dreamed of singing for the world, and today that dream came true. She came from a small town in the Philippines, where her voice first echoed in church halls and family gatherings. Her parents had believed in her talent from the very beginning, even when money was tight and opportunities seemed far away. They taught her to never give up, to keep singing, to believe in the magic of her own voice. And today, that belief had carried her to the biggest stage in the world. The video of her performance went viral within hours. Millions of people watched it, shared it, and commented about how they couldn't believe that such a powerful operatic voice belonged to a 10-year-old girl. She became a symbol of pure talent and the power of dreams. Opera enthusiasts praised her for her flawless technique and control. Vocal coaches called her a prodigy. Celebrities reposted her performance, and young singers around the world found inspiration in her courage. As the competition moved forward, Angelica continued to amaze audiences with each performance. But that first audition remained iconic. The moment Simon Cowell, the man known for his tough criticism, pressed the golden buzzer for a 10-year-old opera singer from the Philippines became one of the most talked about moments in America's Got Talent history. It wasn't just because of her voice. It was because of the way she made people feel. Her singing wasn't just about hitting the right notes. It was about telling a story with every breath. It was about touching hearts with every sound. She spoke in interviews about how she had grown up listening to classical singers. She admired Maria Callas, Andrea Bocelli, and Sarah Brightman. She said that even though she was young, she wanted to bring opera to kids her age and show them that classical music isn't just for adults. She wanted to inspire other children from her country, from small towns and villages, to dream big. Because she believed that talent has no age, no language, and no limits. As the competition continued, she performed with the same grace, strength, and maturity that had stunned everyone on her audition day. She didn't win the season, but she won something far more valuable, the love and respect of the entire world. She was invited to sing on international stages, collaborate with artists, and continue her musical journey. And every time she sang, people remembered that little girl in a simple dress, standing under the bright lights, singing opera like a star. The story of Angelica is more than just a talent show moment. It's a story of dreams, of courage, of believing in something bigger than yourself. It's a story of a child who carried a nation's pride in her voice and showed the world that magic exists when passion meets talent. It's about how one performance can unite people across countries and languages, how music can touch the human heart in ways words never can. Even Simon Cowell, in later interviews, spoke about that moment. He said it reminded him why he started judging shows like this. He said sometimes, talent walks onto the stage and changes everything. Angelica was that talent. She was proof that the next generation isn't just coming, they're already here, shining brighter than ever. Her audition remains one of the most replayed and loved performances in the history of the show. Years later, people still comment on that video, saying how her voice made them cry, how it inspired their children, how it gave them goosebumps every single time. She became a global symbol of pure, raw talent. And for her, this was just the beginning. She continued to train, to sing, to grow. She traveled, performed, and kept spreading her love for opera to the world. She stayed humble, always thanking her parents, her country, and her supporters for believing in her. Her journey proves that age doesn't define greatness. Talent, dedication, and heart do. That night on America's Got Talent was more than just a performance. It was a moment in history. A 10-year-old girl from the Philippines stood on the world's biggest stage, sang like an angel, and reminded us all that dreams have power. A voice like hers doesn't just echo in a theater. It echoes in hearts. It inspires. It heals. It transforms. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful and inspiring moments from around the world. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that anything is possible when you believe in yourself. The next star could be watching this right now, waiting for their moment to shine. And when they do, the world will be ready to listen. This is not just Angelica's story. It's the story of every dreamer, every believer, every child who stands on a stage and dares to show the world their light. So keep dreaming, keep believing, and never let go of your song.